So, oh, I started early. Hi, everyone. This is my first Google Hangout live thing, so bear with me because I'm not exactly sure how it all works. So if it's like a disaster, I am so sorry. I'll just take it down and redo this. But basically, I just switched my WordPress website, which was hosted on bluehost.com, to Squarespace. Now I had two websites on Bluehost. I had noraconrad.com and norbly.com. I have already switched noraconrad.com, which was a domain purchased from Bluehost. So I'm going to start off by showing you guys how to transfer a domain from Bluehost to Squarespace and how I did that. It's super easy. Now, what I'm going to mostly be focusing on in the video is how to switch my noraconrad.com to Squarespace, which is currently hosted through register.com, but it's currently pointing to a Bluehost website. So I need to change it in both Bluehost, register.com, and Squarespace, so all three. So let's see, how do I do screen share? Sorry guys, I told you first time. Here we go. Okay. Let's see, sharing my screen. Woo! Okay, let's get out of that. All right, so we can exit out of this, I think, hopefully. All right, so I'm at register.com. I'm going to go ahead and just log into all of these websites right now because I'm going to kind of be going back and forth between them. So hopefully this is the right password, or else this is going to be awkward. And it is, thank goodness. All right, I'm also going to log into Bluehost and log in to my Squarespace. Sorry, I have hiccups. I've had them all day. There's no stopping them. Okay, so I'm getting logged into all of these. I'm going to start out in Squarespace to show you how I transferred my first domain name to my Squarespace website. So when you log into Squarespace, you're going to want to go into Settings and Domains. There won't be anything right here. It'll just be your built-in domain. So you're going to want to hit Connect a Third-Party Domain, which will take you to this screen. I typed in noraconrad.com, and it knew it was being hosted by Bluehost. You just hit Continue. Then it takes you to this page. Now, over on this side, all of yours will be red, and it should say no data or incorrect. This is basically telling you what you need to switch all of your information to. So when you log into your Bluehost, and you go to Domains, then you want to click on the correct domain name whenever the page loads. So this is a domain I switched, and you want to click on Manage DNS Records. And here you will see similar settings as it talks about on Squarespace. So the first thing, you're not going to have any of these @ ones. You're going to have one up here maybe. Basically, you need to edit or delete the one that's already here. So if this was @ and it has some random IP address, you want to delete that setting. And then down here on www. You want to hit edit and switch where it points to, and you can find all this information here. So you want to change www to point to this URL right here. So you will change that one, and the rest you have to add. So to add it, you just go to the top in host record. That's where you put this information, host. TTL, you can keep the same. And then you'll want to choose either CNAME or A. And then where that points to is right here, required data. So once you have all that information in, you should see something like this. You'll have 4 different I don't know the technical terms. So if you guys know this and I don't, that's going to be kind of awkward. But yeah, this is where you will kind of see your settings. You'll see where your www is pointing to and where this crazy host record name is pointing to. Then you can go back to this page once all of those settings are saved and hit refresh. And it may take a couple of hours or it might be right away. you'll see everything turn green. If there's anything wrong, it will tell you, and you can go in and fix that. And then you can click on Test Connection, which will open up the domain name that you're trying to transfer, and it should open up your Squarespace website if you did everything correctly. Again, it can take up to 4 hours, so give it some time if it's not working right away. Just make sure that all of these are correct. If they are, just give it a couple of hours and then it should be working. So yeah, I will link to the actual, I guess, the actual guide that Squarespace provides to do this. Actually, it's right here. You click on step-by-step guide. That opens up exactly how to map your new domain name. But I'll link this down below in case you don't know where to find this link. Okay, so now we're going to do a crazy one. Again, I'm going to connect a third-party domain. I'm going to type in my domain name and hit continue. And this should pull up, it's pulling up that it is through Bluehost, which I can do, and that's probably easier. Should I do this? Yep, we're going to change kind of the video. I'm sorry. So you don't need register.com or whatever your original host is. So I guess I'll just show you how to do this. Yeah, sure. This isn't going as planned, but that's okay. All right, so it knows that it's through Bluehost. I'm going to hit connect domain. It says connection is in progress. All right. And here's what it looks like. So it doesn't, everything's wrong, obviously. So we have to change that. So I'm going to click on normally.com and manage DNS records. This expires in about half a year, so I'll probably just let it expire or maybe renew it, but either way, I'm going to point it this way now. Okay, so like I said, there's all kinds of stuff on here. I'm going to edit or delete this first one. I'm just going to delete it to keep it simple and hit OK. And I'm going to go in and change the www to this. So I'm hitting Control-C. I'm going to scroll down under CNAME right here. I want to hit Edit, and I'm going to change where it points to. Just paste that and then save it. My dog is trying to climb on. Okay. So now that is saved. And let me refresh this so you guys can see. It's not right away. Like right now, it's saying that it's not working. Or it still says that everything is wrong, which it's not, but that's okay. So now we're going to go ahead and add this top one and these 4 bottom ones. So I'll start with this top one. I'm going to copy the host. If you scroll all the way up, I'm going to paste, change the type to CNAME, copy the points to, and hit add record. Let that load. Oh, and it says right here, DNS changes will take up to 4 hours. Oh, my dog is barking at the lawn, people. That's just so rude. Okay, so now we'll do the A records. So I'm going to do @ type A, points to that first IP address. I think it's an IP address. Who knows? While that loads, I'll copy the second one, go back to the page, add the second one, third, @ add record, and now the last one. Copy, loading, @ Control-V, add record. All right, so that should be the last one. So everything should actually be correct now. Like I said before, this will take a while to update, but let's go ahead and hit refresh to see if it's reading any of them. Okay, and it is. So you can see that these all say that they are correct, and it still says that this one is incorrect. It says that the current data still reads normally.com, but when you go into here and scroll down, you can see it does not say normally.com. So we know that we did that correctly. This just hasn't picked up on the changes yet. Now, because the rest of it is correct, I'm going to hit test connection, and this should work, and it did. It opened up Norbly.com, and then Norbly.com forwarded to noraconrad.com. So when someone types in Norbly.com, they'll be forwarded to my website, which is exactly what I wanted since I have now combined all of my websites. Now, if I try to do this again, let's see if this works. And it did. It's still working. So sometimes, even though it might work right now, in 30 minutes, it might not work again. That's okay. That's totally normal. It's going to go from working to not working over the next couple of hours. But after 4 hours is up, it should permanently be pointing to the right website. Now I'm going to go back to the domains page here. So in Squarespace, it tells you if it is connected or if it is in the process of being connected. Currently, it still thinks that we have not completely done the settings correctly, but we have, so I'm just going to leave it at that. In an hour or so, this should change to yellow, and you should see it saying something along the lines of processing ownership. And that will let you know that they are working on finalizing all of the transfer. And then once it's totally done, you'll see the screen bar here. Now you can also change what your primary URL is. So if I wanted my actual website to be Norbly.com, I would change this to the primary domain by just clicking on it and choosing Make Primary. That would mean that when someone goes to noraconrad.com, they would actually be pointed towards Norbly.com. So up in their bar right here, it would say Norbly.com. If you ever want to change this, so if I wanted to remove Norbly, I wanted to make it 2 different websites again, you would just click on the domain that you want to remove, and down at the bottom, you can disconnect a domain. You can also have a couple other settings, like adding an email, and that's through the Google Work apps, or changing if you want it to say www. your URL, or if you just want it to look like this when someone is on your website. It really doesn't matter. It's kind of up to you. But yeah, those are basically how you add a domain. The only other thing I would want to tell you guys about is emails. Currently, this is being hosted through Bluehost. So my email is through Bluehost. That makes it a little bit complicated to move over, but not impossible. So I'm not going to show you the full thing because I'm not actually going to do it right now. But basically, you'd want to go into your email manager, your email accounts, whichever ones you set up, and you would actually want to delete these. I know that seems scary, but you want to do everything kind of quick, and that way you don't have to worry about anything going wrong or missing any emails. So you would want to delete all of those and then go into your domain. So if I wanted to change my hello@noraconrad.com email, I would delete the email in Bluehost right here, and then I would click Add Email. From here, I can sign up for Google Apps, which is $5 a month, and I can make my email address hello@noraconrad.com. If I tried to do that right now, while this email is still in Bluehost, it would pop up with an error saying that that name was taken. So that is why you have to delete it out of Bluehost before making the new email address. Other than that, I think that is everything. If you guys have any questions, you can comment or email me, whatever. Sorry that video was kind of crazy, I guess. I thought it was going to be a little more of a difficult process than it was, and it was actually much easier because it was through Bluehost. But yeah, I will link to the guides down below that Squarespace offers for helping you transfer domains. It's pretty simple. If you just go step by step and make sure that you're typing everything in correctly, you should have no issues. And again, just wait a couple of hours for your settings to completely set and be permanent. Yeah, I think that's everything. Other than that, you guys have a good day, and I will see you next time. Bye.